So there are a lot of new hotels in Walt Disney World, and there are a lot that are coming and being built and coming soon. So we wanted to share with you what it's really like to stay in a Walt Disney World hotel. Hey everybody, it's AJ from Disney Food Blog. There are so many new hotels coming to Disney World. We just had Grandestino Tower open. We've got Reflections coming. We've got Riviera coming. And now we have the Galactic Star Cruiser on its way, the Star Wars Hotel, which now has an official name. So we wanted to share with you guys exactly what it's like to stay in a Disney World hotel. We stay in Disney World hotels all the time when we're doing our coverage for all of these events that we go to. And I know you guys have a lot of questions. We want to make sure you know stem to stern what it's like to stay in a Walt Disney World resort. So first up, how big are the rooms? Great question. So Value Resorts have the smallest rooms. So this is going to be Pop Century, Art of Animation. And at Art of Animation, it's specifically the Little Mermaid rooms because remember the rest of them are family suites. And the All-Star Resorts. So the smallest of the rooms is around 240 to 260 square feet. Although both All-Star Music and Art of Animation have suites that are 540 and 565 square feet. Pop Century and soon the All-Star Resorts are getting a new layout with one queen bed and a Murphy bed that doubles as your table when it's folded up, so this makes the room feel much more spacious during the day. Plus, all these resorts used to have double beds, so it's really nice to have those queen beds. Now, moderate resorts are 314 to 375 square feet, so they're slightly larger than value rooms, so a great option if you're traveling with bigger kids or a larger group. Now, rooms here are going to have 2 queen beds or a king, along with a small table and chairs. Also in the moderate category is the Fort Wilderness Cabins. These are going to be a much larger situation. You get a separate room with a queen bed and a bunk bed, and then you have a pull-out sofa in the living room and a kitchen as well. So those moderates are going to be much larger than the typical 314 to 375 square feet. Deluxe resorts are going to run 359 to 476 square feet, depending on where you are. Those smaller rooms are going to be found at Animal Kingdom Lodge and Wilderness Lodge. So these rooms give you lots of extra space and usually private balconies, and most rooms will have 2 beds. Some have a single king, otherwise you're going to have 2 queen beds, and depending on the resort, they'll either have a small table and chairs or a sofa and sometimes a desk as well. Disney World Villas will vary in size from smaller studios, which are similar to deluxe rooms. The most have a single queen bed and a sleeper sofa, to 1, 2, and 3 bedroom villas with full kitchens. So a Boardwalk Studio, for example, is 379 square feet, where a 1-bedroom at Boardwalk is 712 square feet. The Wilderness Lodge Studio is going to be 356 square feet, and a 1-bedroom is 727 square feet. Animal Kingdom Lodge Standard Studio, 365 square feet. A 1-bedroom is 629 square feet. What you'll find is actually Old Key West. Those are going to be much larger rooms than any other villa situation. They built that one first. It was the first DVC hotel, and the square footage of all of the options are much larger than everywhere else. So which ones can sleep 5 people comfortably? Which hotels can sleep 5 people comfortably? Both Caribbean Beach Resort and Port Orleans Resort have a small Murphy bed about the size of a twin bunk, right below the TV, giving you an extra bed in the room, although keep in mind that these rooms are only 314 square feet and only have 1 bathroom, so while it might fit 5 guests, it might not be too comfortable. Now, deluxe resorts sometimes have a sleeper sofa to comfortably accommodate a 5th guest. The Yacht and Beach Club, Boardwalk, Polynesian, Contemporary, and Grand Floridian all do have that sleeper sofa in most rooms. Plus, they have a little more square footage than moderate resorts. Now, let me note here really quickly, some of those resorts do have unconventional rooms. I have been put into very weird rooms when I've been at some of these deluxe resorts because I travel solo, and so usually I get put into a weird king bed room that wasn't always a king bed room, that they needed to add more rooms, and so they turned like a big storage closet into a king bedroom or something. I've been put into some weird rooms. So every once in a while you will get a room without a sleeper sofa. So if you definitely want or need that sleeper sofa, and of course if you're traveling with 5 people, they'll for sure put you in one that has one, but you may request request it, make sure that they know that you need a room with that sleeper sofa in it. Now, does the square footage matter all that much? It really depends on your needs and your family. If you're 5 full-grown adults, you might appreciate having more space to spread out. But note that Disney will charge extra sometimes if you have more than 2 adults in a room, so just FYI on that. But if you're a family with young kids, you might be okay with a little less space. You'll probably have to get a little creative if you've got a large stroller to park in your room, but you may be more comfortable with less space in that context. So if you're looking for something bigger and more budget-friendly, check out the suites at Art of Animation. They have a separate bedroom with a single queen, a Murphy bed, and a sleeper sofa in the family suite, so they can accommodate up to 6 guests somewhat comfortably, as long as some of them are small children. And All Star Music also has suites that sleep 6, although they're less fun-themed than Art of Animation. Or you can check out those cabins at Fort Wilderness. While they're in the moderate category, they actually have a full kitchen and a bedroom with a double bed and a bunk set, like we said before. They are a little remote. You can drive your car out to your cabin. Otherwise, you're going to have to use the internal bus service at Fort Wilderness to get yourself to an actual bus to a park. So again, you're going to do kind of 2 bus trips already just to get to a park if you stay at the cabins at Fort Wilderness. So what amenities do Walt Disney World Resorts provide? Well, you're going to be guaranteed shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, and these are usually going to be in the refillable bottles now in the shower itself. We have seen some individual amenities in some deluxe resorts still, but since Disney decided to take away all of the single-serve plastics on property, they are moving more towards the refillable amenities in the shower versus giving everybody their own individual amenity. And these are a little controversial for guests. Some people love that it's a greener approach, and some people would prefer the individual amenities. So you just have to figure out what's best for you. If you want your individual amenities, you're going to have to stay at a high-end resort, because I think those are the only ones that are still offering the individual amenities. And if you do stay in one of those higher end resort hotels, you may also get individual amenities like mouthwash, aloe for your sunburns, and other things like that. So you may get a few bonus extras if you stay at those high end resorts. And usually those amenities are going to be H2O brand amenities in all the resorts. Now, as a general rule, we feel the resort bathrooms are stocked with plenty of towels, but they're pretty small and not all that soft. So if you're particular about towels, keep that in mind. And remember that a call to mousekeeping can get you any additional towels you might want or need during your stay. You'll also find hand towels and washcloths in your resort bathrooms, and honestly, these we sometimes run out of, especially if we have a kiddo who spills something or we're doing bath time or something like that. So do call for more hand towels and washcloths if you need them. Now, this is really important. Can you adjust the temperature in your room? Disney World Resort rooms have thermostats in every room, and you are able to adjust these to work for your family. They're usually left in the low 70s. You'll notice that chill as soon as you enter if the outside temperature is warm or the weather is humid. So when can you swim in the pool? So Walt Disney World Resort pool hours vary. All the resorts have pools, but the hours do vary, so you'll want to check the timing when you're staying there. Typically, pools open somewhere between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. And we do see pools staying open until 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. usually. It depends on the season. So pool towels are provided at moderate and deluxe Disney World resorts, and they are sometimes provided at the value resorts as well too. But the value resorts sometimes have guests bring towels from their rooms instead, so that's unfortunately a little hit or miss. As a general rule, we bring our own towels because they're bigger and softer and more practical in those ways. But if you don't have room in your luggage, don't worry about it. You can definitely get more towels. So in the past, Walt Disney World Resort pools were not gated and guests would pool hop. Even locals would come to the resorts to use the pools. But in recent years, Disney has been gating the pools and requiring a Magic Band scan to get into them. So pool hopping is much less prevalent and is no longer actually officially allowed, unless you're a Disney Vacation Club member. So do all the resorts have room service? All resorts offer pizza delivery directly from Disney. It's a little expensive for what you get. 2 Disney Dining Plan table service credits per pizza, and the pizza's not all that great. Note that Art of Animation and several other values now have meals that can be delivered to the room, including salad, sandwiches, chicken wings, and even dessert like Pop Century's tie-dye cheesecake. And most deluxe resorts, along with Coronado Springs, offer more extensive in-room dining menus. So expect meals to be very pricey. Burgers can cost over $20 in your room service menu, and I will be completely honest with you guys, I have not found room service to be excellent in any resort I've stayed in. Unless you order breakfast can sometimes be decent, but dinner is usually never worth the money and it always arrives cold. So if you're expecting to go and have a super luxurious room service experience, it may not happen for you. I'm just giving you that heads up. Now, one in-room dining experience to highlight is the Twilight Feast at Polynesian Village Resort. So this is a sampling of everything you can get at Ohana, which is that restaurant everybody wants to go to. And it also includes Pog Juice, which is that passion fruit, orange, and guava juice. And it's $60 per person, and from what we've seen, one serving is more than enough for 2 diners. So this could be a magical way to enjoy Ohana food in your pajamas and on your balcony. Okay, so what's Bell Services like? Bell Services at the Disney World Resorts is the place to store luggage and carry-ons on arrival and departure day. You can have your groceries delivered here if you're using a service. You can hail a taxi if needed and retrieve your valet parked car when applicable. And you can also ask Bell Services cast members for directions to locations within the resort, like how to get to your room if you've just arrived. All of the Bell services are free, but it's fine to tip the cast members who provide you with the service. So tipping is usually $1 to $2 per piece of luggage, or a little more if they've driven your car around for you. The tipping is at your discretion. Now, I had a great experience with Bell Services recently. I went to a nearby grocery store to get a bunch of groceries for my family in the room, and when I got back, I was running late for an appointment, as always. And the Bell Services actually took the groceries out of my bag, stored them for me in Bell Services, making sure to put anything that needed to be in a refrigerator or a freezer into the refrigerator or freezer for me. And then when I got up to my room after my appointment, I just called down and they brought all the groceries up for me. So those are incredible services that they can offer to you. If you've got a full car, a bunch of stuff, just have them take all of it out, store it, and then when you get back to your room, they'll bring it up for you. Definitely tip accordingly though. These guys do a great job. All right, so what's housekeeping like? So mousekeeping is Disney's version of housekeeping, and they generally clean rooms throughout the day, so it can be hard to know by what time they'll be starting your room. Those hotels are really big. We've even come back in mid to late afternoon and found them still making the rounds. Now, mousekeeping will tidy the room. They'll make the bed, arrange the plush, pick up discarded towels, take out the trash, and refill things like towels, and when applicable, those toiletries. So tipping mousekeeping is a nice, though not required, thing to do. $1 per day per person in the room is thought to be average, but you can give what you want. Some guests opt to leave a tip each day so that if there are different cast members each day, they each receive a tip when they're there. Now, you can opt out of mousekeeping and receive a gift card with $10 per day of opted out service. In this scenario, talk to the front desk upon arrival or call down and ask to opt out. You can still call mousekeeping for extra towels or anything else you need, but they won't clean your room for you. And if you need to remove your trash, you can tie it up and place it outside your door. This is usually offered at value and moderate resorts, but check when you arrive at your resort. So what are the check-in and check-out procedures like? Guests can check in online before their arrival, and doing so allows you to make a note of any requests you might have, like room location or if you'll need a crib. So you're not guaranteed to get those requests, but if you let them know ahead of time, you can save time upon check-in. Now, if you've checked in online, you can also usually skip the front desk by providing a phone number at which to receive text updates. So they'll text you when your room is ready, and you can go straight to your room. You don't have to go to the check-in desk if you have your Magic Band ahead of time. So be sure to choose your Magic Bands before you go and get them sent to your house so that you can do online check-in, skip the front desk, and literally walk straight from the Magical Express bus to your room and get right in. Note that you can also use your My Disney Experience app to open your door if you don't happen to have your Magic Band. So checking out is super easy at Disney World hotels. Your bill is emailed to you at the end of your stay, and charges are made to the card you had on file. So you can track charges throughout your stay by checking your My Disney Experience account. And Disney uses an express checkout system, so you don't need to stop by the front desk to check out. And since there's no keys to drop, you simply pack up and head out by checkout time. Note that if you want to have a late checkout, this is something that Disney does offer, but it's very rare. So what you want to do is call the night before and ask them if there's a late checkout available for the following day. They'll ask you what time you'd like to check out. You give them a 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock checkout time, and they will check to see if that's available for you. So what other amenities are provided? All resorts have a gift shop, dining options, pool bars, and pools. So moderate resorts usually have a full table service restaurant and additional activities like the horse-drawn carriages at Port Orleans Riverside or mermaid swimming at Caribbean Beach Resort. Both are extra money. Deluxe resorts have signature dining restaurants and typically more than one table service restaurant in addition to the quick service locations. They also have spas, fitness centers, and salons. Coronado Springs is the only non-deluxe resort to offer a salon, spa, and fitness center. And note that Port Orleans Resort French Quarter does not have a full table service meal any longer. They share with Port Orleans Riverside the Boatwrights restaurant. But all hotels do have a quick service or counter service restaurant option as well. Can you walk to the restaurants? Absolutely. Most restaurants are located in the main lobby building but are centrally located for guests. And even though Port Orleans French Quarter is the only moderate without a table service restaurant, you can easily walk to Port Orleans Riverside for Boatwrights. It's about a 10-minute walk, or you can take the boat over there. So staying in a Disney Resort hotel also gets you a few extra perks. You've got those extra magic hours included for Walt Disney World Resort guests, and they allow entry to a park usually for 1 hour before park opening or a few hours after park closing. From September 1st to November 2nd, resort guests will get extra magic hours, meaning earlier park openings for Hollywood Studios and more days offered on the extra magic hours schedule. So some of the other parks have morning extra magic hour every day during that time, and some parks actually have 2 extra magic hours per day, morning and night. So magic bands are complimentary for resort guests as well, and you can pick out colors and have them shipped to your house ahead of your trip. You can even purchase patterned and character magic bands at a discounted price through My Disney Experience. Also, when you stay in a resort hotel, package delivery is available, and you don't need to worry about carrying any of your purchases around the parks. Just tell the cast members you'd like to have it sent directly to your resort, and you'll be able to pick it up at the pickup location, which is usually in the gift shop somewhere, and it may take a day or two to arrive. Free transportation is provided from the moment you arrive at the airport. The Magical Express will take you right to your resort, and then there's bus, monorail, boat, and Skyliner transportation to get you to and from the park. Skyliner opens, by the way, September 29th. And don't forget about extended reservation windows. On-site guests get a jump on FastPass. You can book them 60 days out rather than 30 days like everyone else. And you can book dining reservations for your entire trip 180 days out from your arrival day. Everyone else has to call back each individual day 180 days in advance. So is it worth the money to stay in a Walt Disney World hotel? On-site Disney resorts have an extra Disney touch. From theming to cast member interactions, you're in the Disney bubble the whole time. And on top of that, on-site guests do get quantifiable perks like extended FastPass windows, extended advanced dining reservation booking windows, free transportation, and those extra magic hours. So while it will cost more to stay in a Disney World Resort hotel, there are some offsetting benefits. But you still might want to stay off-site. If you're planning on visiting other things in the Orlando area, other attractions like Universal Studios, SeaWorld, etc., you're traveling with a larger group, or you just don't think you'll use the extra guest perks, then staying on-site at Disney World may not make sense for your budget. You can rent larger vacation properties off-site if you're looking for more space, and oftentimes you can find better deals for high-end accommodations at other hotels in the Orlando area, or just find better deals overall. There's plenty of hotels just outside of Disney property offering competitive rates and services. So if you stay off-site, how long does it realistically take to get onto property, and how do you do it? Well, many off-site hotels offer shuttle service. They don't run as frequently as Disney transportation, but it's still included, so look for hotels that offer that if you don't plan on bringing your car. And if you did bring your own car or you're renting a car, be sure to check parking fees at hotels, and keep in mind that Disney World does charge for parking at its theme parks. And yes, Disney does charge guests now resort parking fees. They didn't used to, but they do now. But they don't have an extra pay again to park at the theme parks the way that you would if you were staying in an off-site Disney hotel. So how long it takes to get there depends on where you're staying and what park you're going to. So keep in mind, if you're headed to Magic Kingdom, you'll need to park at the Transportation and Ticket Center and take the monorail or ferry to the park. Overall, you want to give yourself plenty of time to account for traffic, lines at the parking booths, and time to get from your car to the park entrance. Now, I know this video is getting long, but I just want to give you a few extra things to note. First, resort hallways can be very, very long, especially if you're staying at the deluxe resorts, and the resorts can be really, really spread out if you're staying at those values and moderates. So give yourself extra time to get from your room to the lobby in those daily circumstances. But note that you can always request certain rooms. So if you want a room that's closer to the lobby, or that's closer to a pool, or that's closer to an elevator, you can request that ahead of time. Just call Disney and have that request noted on your reservation. If you don't want to be walking for literally 15 minutes, I think when we stayed at Kidani Village, we had to walk literally 15 minutes from the lobby back to our room. We were the farthest room over in Pumbaa, and it was unbelievable. You can request, hey, I don't want a Pumbaa room, please put me closer to the lobby. Also, there are preferred rooms that you can request in the moderate resorts and the value resorts, and these rooms will get you closer to the lobby, or they will get you special themed rooms like the Pirate rooms at Caribbean Beach Resort or the Royal rooms at Port Orleans Riverside. Also note, counter service dining options can close at 11 or 12 at most resorts. So if you're coming back from the parks late and you're really hungry or you want to refill your refillable mug, note that after 11, it's unlikely you're going to be able to do that. There are 24-hour dining locations available at Gasparilla Grill in Grand Floridian Resort, Captain Cook's at the Polynesian Resort, and the Peekaboo at the Dolphin Resort if you are looking for late night eats. There's also potentially room service. Some actually run all night long. Disney Springs is also open if you need late night food. They stay open usually till about 2 a.m. There's a couple of places on the boardwalk that stay open as well. And another thing to note about staying at a Disney Resort hotel, special events and special activities do happen at Disney resorts, including holiday events, fun runs, painting classes, wine tastings, and more. So check out the list of activities when you check into your hotel and see if there's anything specific that you want to do while you're staying there. Overall, Disney hotels are very comfortable. They are convenient to the parks, and you can walk to several parks from some Disney resorts, and they are expensive. So those are the three things I would say characterize those Disney resorts are comfortable, convenient, and expensive. So check out the deals that are available. Disney's always running discounts on hotels, so go check that special offers tab down there on the Disney World website. They will have all of the special offers available to you. Remember that annual pass holders can usually get room-only discounts all year round, and most other guests, general public guests, can also get discounts all year round. So don't pay rack rate for your hotel. Just don't do it. You don't have to. So check those discounts. All right, I hope that was helpful. I know this is a long video, but I know a lot of you are excited about going to Disney World maybe for the first time, so we wanted to give you a little bit more insight into what it's like to stay in a Disney World Resort hotel. Thanks for listening, you guys, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you as part of our family here at DFB Guide. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.